We saw all those rushing touchdowns, 9 of them that tied some record that happened, after Arnold Rothstein had 8 men out and all that sort of stuff, and and Lamar taking the lead, and then Baker taking it back, and then Lamar disappearing. So I ask you, sir, in the middle of all this, what do you think was, in fact, the, if you will, pitchy woo-woo that was happening with Lamar in the locker room in the fourth quarter?
I saw your tweet about something about maybe the second time they'd gone for 2. Is that how you tweeted it?
Successfully went for 2, because that is what happened after he emerged.
He himself said, "I didn't have a Paul Pierce moment." God bless Paul Pierce. The guy's he's got a Hall of Fame career, and the reigning MVP references him as the guy who pooped his pants. I mean, this is not the best thing to be known for, and yet that was how he was. He was referred to in that moment. I would say
yes.
Let's just say this, and we're being children right now.
That's why we're doing this. Yes.
I'm more than willing to come along for the ride and be a child. That sideways strut towards the locker room was not the strut of a man; it was cramping. It was the strut of a man that had what we call the green apple Quickstep. Okay. That's the green apple Quickstep.
You know what? The one moment that sealed it for me was when somebody was standing in the doorway of the locker room, and Lamar basically gave the guy the arm movement of "Get the hell out of the way! I got to get in there."
Yes. Very quickly, sir. You need to move because I have things to tend to. But all right. I'll continue to indulge this conversation.
Please, Scott.
That was. I mean, I think. Listen. Let's be honest. We've all been there. I mean, I'm letting you into the warped mind of Van Pelt here with the terms that I use to describe things. It's a poop panic attack. We've all been there. You've got to. It's like you're seized with terror. You've got to find the toilet.
Yes.
It's okay. It happens to everybody. But if that happens, Rich, that's a quick moment and it's over.
Yes.
Like it passes. He was gone for quite a while. So. I don't know. That's why the cramping actually it holds water for me.
Well, in terms of
if he couldn't hold his.
Well, because the cramping, that part of it that does hold water is okay. 2 things. One is that if it was such an urgent moment, he should have been back well before the the second to last possession of the game for him, and then also, this is a guy, Lamar Jackson, who on this very show, Scott, showed that he cannot shade the truth. When I asked him how things appeared more difficult offensively for him this season, he's like, yes, the defenders are calling out our plays sometimes. And I, followed up after that to make sure that, my simple question did not burn a bridge, torch it over the River Kwai with the Ravens, that this is who he is. He's just a guy who just speaks the truth, just go and floats through life, as a Heisman Trophy winner, MVP winner. And maybe he was basically telling the truth, but poor Paul Pierce just sitting around saying, "I'm watching a football game. What's happening right now?"
Imagine that. You're Paul Pierce. You're a Hall of Famer. You're sitting around. You're watching a game like everybody in America probably is. A sportsman, and then you got to hear that.
Yes.
Like that's how I got to get referenced tonight. I mean,
gosh.
Okay. I guess I'll have to deal with it. But my God, what a game! And Rich, I mean, and this is kind of inside the Beltway from a TV perspective. But you have the tease, the 2-minute tease. There's a 2-minute warning.
Yes.
They come to me just to say, here's what we got coming up when this game ends.
Yep.
And sometimes, too many times, sadly, the game's out of reach, and it really, you're just sort of saying, hey, you're begging people not to turn the television off. But in this moment, everything's still on the line. It's about to be a 4th down, and my producer's in my ear saying, "Holy bleep! Like Jackson's back on the field," and I'm saying, and they're like, "All right, 30." So there's this countdown, and I'm saying, is he in the huddle or is he on the field? He's like, I'm not sure. Like 10, 9. He's like, Jackson's in the huddle. I'm like, holy. So we're coming for this. Suddenly there's an urgency to this, which is all right, after this incredible game, yada, yada, yada. And Lamar Jackson is back on the field, handed to Levy, and he's like, it's 4th and 5, and he's in the huddle. It was this impossibly dramatic moment. And then, of course, he throws the touchdown, and then, and we weren't done from there. So all of this, absent what happened in that last play of the game last night, was as captivating an NFL game as we've had all year, which, is the treat we all are hoping for.
I got to admit to you, Scott Van Pelt, I'm sitting there and I'm watching your, the post-game show. And in which, by the way, Lisa Salters asked Lamar if he had anything left in the tank. Was that on purpose? I got to find that out. I mean, what a way to pose that question.
You know the legendary John Sawatsky interviewing technique. I mean,
right.
if I missed that
yes
part.
Or no
there
questions.
were anecdotes for having had a bathroom accident. I don't know. I didn't get that in the interview.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.